You can bring them in.
Okay. All right. Welcome. Good to see y'all joining. We got Christy, we got Dave. We're just getting our stuff going live right now for today.
Yeah, I think it's going live. I think we're good. I think it is anyways. Let's see here.
It looks like it.
Yeah, it looks like it. Okay, cool.
You want me to hit record or you hit record? Well, you got to hit record because you're the one that needs this.
Uh, yeah, I'll record this. So record this. All right, we're good.
All right. Happy Friday, y'all. Great to see those that are joining us live. And then Christy from Cleveland, Ohio, great to have you. And, so I know a bunch of you are going to get this on replay. We got a bunch of you coming in through next week. Those that are seeing this live out there, it's great to have you on here. Let us know where you're coming in from if you're on live. And yeah, if you want to join the challenge, we'll show you how to still sign up for that. So, Bobby, let's kick the fun off.
Yeah. So what do we start with? Welcome everybody, and my name is Bobby. I'm, as you know, a five-time TEDx speaker. I'm also a TEDx coach, and I help people, land a TEDx talk guaranteed. And so many of you who have either worked with me and saw my free webinar or my live streams, or you've come to the challenge before, or you've been working with me on TEDx Mastery, you'll know what I do to help people guarantee a TEDx talk. But this is a kind of pre-call to give people some information about what we're starting on Monday. That's really what today's all about. And so, yeah, so we just want to see if you have any questions to get started. We'll give you some of the relevant information you need to get started. That way, when you show up on Monday, you're already going to be ahead of anyone else that joins us. So that's really what it is. But I thought maybe, I'll hand over to Chris to kind of talk a bit about the challenge and then maybe get some introductions while I continue with some of my setup here.
Yeah. So it's great to see those that are on live. And like I said, I know a bunch of you are going to catch us on replay. You see my eyes looking up every so often. I'm also looking on social media here. I see a bunch of you joining. Let us know where you're in from social media. Also, specifically, it looks like LinkedIn's got a bunch of people on right now. So shout out to LinkedIn. But I'm excited about this. Bobby and I, for those of you who are in the challenge live this week, we've done this challenge. I stopped counting, but it's got to be close to a dozen times now over the last 2 years. And we're going to take you on an experience that really helps you get the outline you need to get on a TEDx stage. And it's a fun event. It's very collaborative, and we're going to give you everything that you need to bring things together. So you're going to see a bunch of resources. What I'm going to do right now for those of you that are on live with us, I'm going to drop a resources page in the chat. So what you're going to see here on this resources page is, and I'll go through this a little bit later after we do some introductions, but this is everything you're going to need. The Zoom link that you're on right now live with us is on there. So if you just bookmark that page you see in the chat, you'll be set. We have a community page for the week. So what we're going to do is interact. And what's really awesome is you're going to see all the people who went through the challenge in the past. So that gets really lit up as Bobby does the event all week. We'll put the replays up there. We are going to give you assignments during the week. Okay. I don't want to call them homework, but assignments, right? This is a challenge. And the great thing about a challenge is each and every day we move you forward. So you're going to do things that actually gets you to a place where you're starting. I like to call it a bike race. I'm a cyclist. I'll forewarn you, you're all going to hear biking analogies all week, but you're at the start of a bike race right now. And we're going to take you through the process to get yourself into cycling mode so you can go out and do basically a 100-mile bike race, okay? But we'll look at that as the TEDx, right? That's what your big bike race is that you're going for. So also on the page, and I'll share this real quick on the screen just so y'all can see this, and I'll take you into the community page. And then we'll go through what we're going to do next week, and then we'll do some intros. So on this page, if you want to upgrade to VIP, can still do that. That gets you a personal one-on-one with Bobby. So you can get some insight as you go throughout the week and get a deeper dive on what's really relevant to you. And then we give you a list of all the TEDx locations in 2025. So if you're serious about landing on a TEDx stage, this will help you do that. You'll see this little box here, add event to your calendar. If you want it on your calendar so you know that you show up every day next week, we're live from 11:30 to 12:30 Eastern Daylight Time each day next week. This will put it on your calendar. The Zoom link's on that also. but we also give you the Zoom link here to make your life easy so you can hop in. And then I'm going to take you in the community page in a second. And then we have some challenge downloads. So as Bobby goes throughout the week, you're going to see things that you're going to need access to. And we're going to have some exercises that'll prepare you over the weekend to get everything you need in there. And yeah, Christy, if you can't make it one day, absolutely. I'm going to show you where that all is right now, Christy. So great question. So right here, if you go challenge, community, and content, you open this up and look at this like a mini LinkedIn. Okay. It says our own private community, only devoted to those that have been in the challenge or are going through it with us live now. So if you hit it now, what it's basically doing is asking to set up an account, put a nice photo up there. So you don't have to do this now. It takes 2 seconds, but put a nice photo up there and a little bit about yourself. I highly encourage you to do that because we have people that have gone through this challenge. Bobby's clients are in here. We want to help you really get known out in the marketplace and, help you meet some other amazing people who have been through the challenge. But what you will see each and every day here, and for those of you asking, hey, where's the replays? Each day, day one, day two, day three, day four, each day when we're done, and I'll open this up for you, is Bobby will put the replay. So technically the replays are up from last month. We're going to change that. You won't see them shortly, but each day the replay will be there. And then Bobby has homework we're going to give you. I like to call them assignments. So, but homework that will get you moving forward. So if you do miss a day, please go in there. And you'll see day one, day two, day three, day four. And then next Friday at this time is just an open Q&A session. So what's going to happen during the week is you're going to have questions. Bobby is great at answering them during the week, but there's some that come up that aren't relevant to answer that day. So Bobby might just say, hey, show up Friday. I'll take care of that. Bobby, did you want to add anything to this part here?
Yeah, so I mean, this is a very common question. Look, not everybody can come to every single day. That's why some people even just buy the challenge and they basically get the replays and they go through the homework and go through it and they do the work and then they later on book a call with me to talk about where they're at. But essentially, whenever we do the training, once it's done, I basically upload it, and then I upload it to, unless I have nothing afterwards. But it'll be uploaded and shared with you within a couple hours, and you'll always have the resource link to look at those things, and you'll be able to see. So if you miss it that day, you just basically go to the site, and you'll be able to get the replays, and it'll tell you what the homework is. So that's basically we keep it really straightforward, so that it makes it easier for you to catch up. And yes, I mean day 5 is actually there's no training on day 5. Day 5 is the first 3 days are very interactive and workshopy. The last day is more intensive training, and then day 5 is just Q&A. And that's but my goal is really to show you all my methodologies, my models, my processes, how we've been able to achieve client success, and then really I want to workshop you about 10% of the way, so that by the end of it, you're now 10% of the way. Now you have your next steps to move forward. Some people, can do it on their own and have landed TEDx talks. Not very common, but it can happen because they have great work ethic and accountability and focus. Other people will join the VIP and get the 1 hour consult afterwards. I'll go through it with them. I'll show them the list of 2,600 TEDx events around the world and how to leverage that resource to start pitching. And then other people book a call to talk more about next steps and how we can better help them. So that's kind of how we've set that up.
And in the flow, and then we'll get into some introductions here. The flow for the week. Day one, we talk about, is a TEDx right for you? So Bobby gives a lot of value on what TEDx can do for you, what it's done for him personally, what it's done for some of his clients. So that's what we go through on day one. Day two, we start to bring the vision together for you. So some of you are probably coming in here right now with an idea for a TED Talk. We're definitely going to talk about that, but I'm going to guarantee you, Bobby's going to pull up probably 3 to 5 other talks out of you. He's really good on that. So we start that process on day two. Day three is where it gets fun. We start to take your idea and build a story out of it and convert that. So you really can bring that together. This is where a lot of things click for people on day three. And, we've had many who are in the challenge who start to share their stories and their ideas. And it just becomes a really great collaborative day. So that is one of my favorite days. And then day four, you're building a brand as you do this. That's one thing a lot of people miss, your thought leadership and your brand. Bobby's going to help you with that on day four. So it seems like a lot. It's a lot of good, but it's also interactive. This is one of the biggest things. The reason this isn't a challenge format is so Bobby can interact with you. So I'm here to guide the week. I'm Chris Colt, the challenge champion. I've done over 150 virtual events, mostly 5-day challenges like this with myself and clients. And we really structure these so that they're transformational. So that's what I'm going to be your guide, make sure things are moving along. If you have any kind of questions that are technical or things you're not getting, I'm here to support everything. I'm here to support Bobby. But then our host, and Bobby, if you want to introduce yourself, I've worked with Bobby now for almost 2 years as a client, and then I've known Bobby for many, many years before that. And I will tell you, this gentleman will give you so much value over these 5 days that you're going to be like, wow, this was the best $100 I spent. And it might be 400 if you go VIP. But Bobby, why don't you truly introduce yourself? And you're muted right now, so unmute.
I was going to say, let's start with our guests who are here, and then
Okay.
I'll do my intro. How about that?
Sure, sure. So
I'll hear from
Christy,
them first.
you want to unmute yourself? And yes, Christy, just to answer your question, I'm just seeing your question in the chat. You will have access to this, everything in there. You got it lifetime, basically.
Awesome. Thank you. Hi, I'm Christy Harst. I'm a voiceover actor based in Cleveland, Ohio. I work out of my home studio, which for those not on video is right behind me. You've heard my voice on the World Series, Monday Night Football, NBA Finals as one of the national voices for YouTube TV. I've also served as the national voice of John Deere. I started a global female women's equality campaign called Building Doors because I believe that there's not enough women voicing male-centric brands like sports, tech, cars, and so on. We celebrated our 1-year anniversary in March. The success of the campaign has allowed me to have face-to-face conversations with brands like the Kansas City Chiefs, the Kansas City Royals, the Cleveland Guardians, the Cleveland Indians, NASCAR, Sportsnet, and many more. And I've learned a lot about the power of one person's voice and what one person can do to incite change and build community. And so that's what my talk is basically about. And I'm very anxious to learn more about how I can pitch myself to TEDx's around the world. Thank
Well,
you.
you and Bobby are going to become very good
That was a
friends.
hell of a pitch, man. Like
Yeah.
what elevator pitch. Wow. Well rehearsed. That was good. Okay, yeah, for sure. And I think that there's going to be a lot of things we're going to extract from your story and from your life. And yeah, I think that's great. Thank you so much.
And Christy, I just encourage, I know it looks like you're going to miss a day or two. The days you're here, play full out. Like just play full out with us. I'm going to share how you guys can win a prize too. So that's going to incentivize you guys to play full out. But we're here to support you. And the more you guys give us, the more we can give back, obviously.
Yeah, and I'm sure this will resonate with some people who are listening or watching. For 2 years, I've been trying to get on the TEDx track. It's not easy.
Yeah.
And,
Yeah.
what I've seen is that even if you have a stellar idea, stellar pitch, and you're good on stage, it's really about the relationships with the people who are coordinating the event. And for me, I have TEDx's all around me, but they require you to be a resident of that zip code, which I am not. So I am very anxious to learn more. That's why I joined this, because I've been
Yeah.
trying it on my own and it hasn't worked. So I'm hoping that by joining this and investing that I'll learn more. And the only reason I can't make one day next week is because I'm booked for a VO job. But other than that, I'm in.
Cool, cool.
Also,
I love that.
Christy, which day are you missing?
I'm sorry.
Which day are you missing?
I am missing next Wednesday.
Okay, just want to make sure.
Yeah.
Okay.
I love how you said something there, though, Christy. You've tried this before because we hear that a lot. I mean, we hear that a lot. I've tried this. Oh, I can do this. Or Bobby gets, this is a cakewalk. And then 6 months later, okay, Bobby, I should have listened to you the first time. So I want to give you a kudos and a shout out because that takes a lot, A, to admit it, but B, to say, okay, I got to fix this. So shout out to you on
Yeah,
that.
and look, I always say the three biggest challenges for TEDx is one, coming with the right idea, topic, or title. Number two, not knowing the process, who to talk to, how to find people in the TEDx universe and events. And number three, you pitch, you apply, but you don't get in. So how do you optimize the application? So that's the stuff that we're going to talk about for sure.
Yeah.
Okay, and Taylor, don't know your first name, but please go ahead and introduce yourself.
Hi, thanks to Lacey Taylor, and I don't have as eloquent a pitch as Christine had. I'm new to this. This is something that I am exploring, and I saw the offer. I've been kind of following you on LinkedIn, and I love your energy, and I wanted to take your class and learn as much as I can from you.
Awesome.
Awesome. Thanks so much. I'm glad to have you. And again, I mean, I'm glad you're able to join us even in your car, but next week, hopefully you're able to be there for the stuff and it's gonna be awesome.
Thank you.
So Bobby, now it's your turn to introduce
Yes.
yours.
Yeah, so I'll share like a little bit of a longer introduction. So I've been a motivational speaker for 20 years, and so I've done 1,000 keynotes workshops across 4 continents over the last 20 years. I initially started talking about soft skill leadership stuff, and then first became known as a networking guy. So I wrote a book on best-selling book on networking, how to network anytime, anywhere with anyone. And then I became known as personal branding. So I developed a course on personal branding. And then before the pandemic, after speaking for a while, I've done 5 TEDx talks. I've also been invited to 3 other TEDx talks. But the first TEDx talk I did on March 5th, 2011, really transformed my business. My speaker rate went up by 2.5 times. I started doing 40% more speaking gigs that year, and people started asking for consulting coaching, which I wasn't really doing. But then I gave a rate. I doubled that rate, and people are still hiring me, which is kind of cool. So it was a very eye-opening experience. But then I got the first 4 TEDx talks in 2 years. And then before the pandemic, I started doing a program on how to become a paid speaker because people were always asking me. So I launched that. But then the pandemic came, everything kind of fell apart. Then 2 years later, someone said, "Hey, Bobby, why don't we let's launch the speaker program again, but add the TEDx thing." I mean, obviously, you've done it 5 times. People should want to know. So I launched this program, and she was a teacher, and she made me do this 17 page curriculum, which I absolutely hated because I'm ADHD and I don't like getting into the rigmarole. But she made me do that. It was a good exercise because once we then delivered this workshop, what happened was people were like, "Bobby, I just followed what you said and I landed a TEDx talk," or "Bobby, I just followed what you said and I landed 3 paid speaking gigs." I'm like, "Great, this is working." And then what happened was over the years, I started getting individual clients, and the ones who did the work would land the TEDx talk. I'm like, "This is fantastic." So I'd done some 5-day challenge with Chris, and then I asked him, "Hey, Chris, like I did a bunch of free ones," and he's like, "You shouldn't do free." I'm like, "I don't know." But then he basically let's do the 5-day challenge. So I partnered with him on this, and it's been a great relationship. And he has designed the systems and the gamification and all that kind of stuff to make the challenge much more intentional and with depth, and like as we said, moving you guys along. And so I started doing full-time TEDx coaching in January 2024, and it's been great. It's a lot of fun. And what I also find is that TEDx is the flagship to everything else. It's the flagship to personal branding, the flagship to thought leadership, the flagship to content strategy, the flagship to launching your book or your program. It's the flagship to getting more business leads. So everyone I'm working with is always have that 1, 2, or 3 things they're doing. One of which is TEDx, but then that's really a key part of the other 2 or 3 things they're trying to do. And so that's why it works so well, because everything I'm about is speaking, storytelling, content strategy, thought leadership, personal branding. It fits in line with who I am. So that's who I am, what I've been doing, and it's been a lot of fun, especially when they land a TEDx talk. In fact, someone just landed a TEDx talk, or not, sorry, not she landed a TEDx talk a month ago, but she delivered a TEDx talk last weekend.
Yeah.
A 17-year-old grade 11 student.
Yeah.
Her and her parents hired us. They came to the challenge and they hired us. And oh my God, it's great to get oh my God, I did it. Like, it's such a cool feeling. And I'm so proud of her because she's so young. Like, oh my gosh. But that's another thing that inspires everybody else in the group.
Just so you all know that story too. Last week, with Bobby is in a WhatsApp group with all his clients. I coach a youth cycling team, so I'm out all day coaching kids on a bike, and all of a sudden I come back, and in our WhatsApp group is all the photos, everything about a 17-year-old that just did a TEDx. So I want to say, because I know we have a bunch on social, if you don't feel worthy, and I'm not downplaying a 17-year-old at all, you need to take into perspective. A 17-year-old just went out there and did it. Obviously got coached by Bobby to get on that stage, but did it. And those of you that are listening that are like, "Man, should I do one?" Absolutely, you should do one. Those of you that are with us, we're going to help you do that. So, Bobby, you want to talk how they can win? You want me to help them show how they can win a $2,000 prize next week?
Yeah, so let's talk about that.
Let's talk about that. All right, I'm going to share my screen. So when I say play full out, one of the things we're going to entice you and challenge you to do is really get your message out this week. Okay. You know, Bobby's really good on social. He's a LinkedIn top voice, and we're going to help promote you as much as we can. So we ask you, the more you play out full out, the more we can help you. I have a great presence on social media also, but between the two of us, we're here to get your message out. So I'm sharing this photo here is because this is from a series of challenges we did. And we had people like that were on such fire by day 2 or day 3 of these challenges that they're out there putting videos out there. So we grab those videos. We'll ask you for them if you decide to do that. We make them look a little prettier for some marketing reasons. But this is what we're asking. You know, if you really want to make this happen, you have to get your message out in front of your audience. You want to get that vibe going and that momentum building. And these are just different folks that, you know, you might hear from some of them during the week if we bring some of them in that did this with us and they got the videos out there. But few of them got to take advantage of this prize, and I'm going to show you. So let me get my screen going here. Anybody that's in this challenge live, and if you're on social, Bobby has this in the chat, or you can go to Bobby's profile and sign up for the challenge still. You get this recording, you'll get in and everything, and you'll be with us all next week. Like we told Christy, if you miss a day, it's all recorded. That's totally fine. But we want to do a live drawing on Thursday and give somebody $2,000 credit to one of Bobby's deeper dive programs. And this has helped every single person that's gone through this. So you all have the equal opportunity of achieving this. Now, how this works, and we have a video in the community page. So when I do this here, sometimes it's a little faster because I'm from New York and I can go through these things fast. But here's how it works. Each and every one of you that are in here live and are registered, and those watching on replay, as long as you're registered, you're fine. You get 25 points for joining the challenge. Those that have upgraded to VIP, you get another 100 points. We have people referring people into the challenge all the time. A lot of times what happens on this pre-challenge calls, people are like, you know what? A few of my friends should join this. So as long as after they sign up, they say, hey, Christy referred me over to you, right? We'll give you points for that. Then we also are going to have you do some things on social media to get some points that you share why you're excited about this. We're going to give you surprise incentives all week, so be prepared for that. And how this works essentially, for every 25 points you accumulate, and I'll be sharing this throughout the week on where you stand, there'll be an email. We roll those up into 5-point brackets. So let's just say at the end of the week, you have 375 points. We're going to have this big wheel that we spin, and you'll have 15 entries in there. And you'll have 15 opportunities based on whoever else is in here to win the $2,000 prize. So it's exciting. We love doing this. And we probably have to do that, go through that. But be prepared. We do that on Thursday. And then finally, because we're going to wrap this up today short, you know, we're not going to keep you the whole hour today, is if you want to get the replay, I mean, the VIP, you can still get that on the resources page I gave you. That's in the chat. I'll drop it one more time. But talked about the community page. This is what we want you to prepare over the weekend. This is important. Go create a Google Doc. And if you use Evernote or Notion, totally fine. Whatever it is, you want to create a doc for this challenge. But if you want to share things with Bobby, we find a Google Docs easier because you could share it with him right on the fly. Because you will see there's times people share things on the fly with him. Then if you have a why statement or a vision statement for your work, your brand, anything, your life, have that prepared too. That will help you, okay? Then this is very important, your childhood photo. And I'll show you an example. Somewhere between the ages of 4 to 12, and you know, some of us are at a certain age that you actually have something you can hold up. If you have those kind of photos, have them in front of you. We're going to bring you through an exercise that's going to make this even more impactful for the week. And then obviously get in our community page, come in with energy next week, and come in to prepare to engage. So you're going to get an email that has this all outlined, but that's really what we're looking for. And, you know, just to give you an example, this is Bobby on the left right here, photo he uses for this exercise, and I'm the middle guy right here. So these are the kind of photos, you know, have them with you and you'll be all set. So if you have any questions, if you're on live, let me know. If not, I'm going to turn this over to Bobby and we're going to wrap this up and let you guys get going on your weekend. Go ahead, Bobby.
Yeah, no, I mean, I think we're ready to go, and very excited to just have this big pre-call, you guys. Does anyone have any questions before we close up and get you started for Monday?
And I'm dropping the resources page in here one more time. Those that are on social and watching this and registered while we are live, you're going to get, like, within the next hour and a half, an email goes out with everything we just did.
Yeah. And again, I guess I'll put out there like there's still time for other people to join it. I mean, if you guys want to join, click the QR code beside me there. But also, people are here. If you have people that may want to take advantage of this, then let them know because there's great value you're going to get for, 5.5 hours of my time and all my training, plus the community, plus the resource, the exercises, and only for $100. Why is $100? Because we want people who have a little skin in the game will do some work. I did it before with it was free and we had like 150 people, but then no one did any work. And then the end of it is like, it didn't really work out. And I really want everyone to have a TEDx talk. For me, I live I live and work in a situation where it's just a fantastic way I help people achieve a bucket list dream of theirs. And at the same time, I help them inspire other people to change their lives and to take action. And to me, that's one of the most fulfilling things I could ever ask for. So I'm very invested in making sure it's a win-win and everybody gets to where they want to go. So that's why I love doing this, and that's why it's a big part of what I do. All right, so let people know about it, and hopefully we start on Monday, and there's still time to join and tell your friends, and hopefully if anyone wants to take advantage of this, because we only do it every 2 months, so I want to make sure we get the people in who want to take advantage of this. So, but Chris, you're the best, man. Love working with you.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing you all on Monday. Thank you for joining live. Those that got on live, have an awesome weekend and get that Google Doc and those photos ready and come with energy next week. See y'all next week.
All right. Bye, everybody. Stop recording.
We're still streaming too, I think, probably, right?
No, I just turned it off.
Okay.
Wait, no, hold on. Am I still? Yeah, maybe you are. Hold on. Are we still
Well,
streaming?
you're still listening.